To all my people uptown, Harlem, Brooklyn, get ready for your main man's Corey Lee, Staten Island, and Boulevard 73, aka CL Smooth and Bully, the Bronx, your 718 boy. Queens, everybody, everywhere. Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? Welcome to this joint up early in the morning on a Sunday. Let's get it. Let's bring in the esteemed host of the show. Corey Lee is in the building, and our guy Bully is out on assignment. But me and the R&B sensation, the up-and-coming megastar DSJ, are gonna hang out with Corey Lee this morning. It's all yours, boss. I was just warming up the car. It's just warming up the car, boss.
That's cool. It's cool, man. I feel you, man. I appreciate that. Yo, good morning. Good morning to the world. Good morning to everybody out there in the World Wide Web. Good morning, period, in general. Open your eyes. You were blessed this morning, and I'm happy to see y'all be with us and hanging out with us this morning. You know, today's topic is it's not really a big topic, but it's something that I've been watching and I'm been concerned about being a Knicks fan. And that's reading into the tea leaves. And what I mean by reading into the tea leaves is, I mean, with all due respect to all other content creators, it seems like they got the Knicks worried or trying to get the Knicks worried with a narrative of what they believe is going to happen this year. And my thing is more so, personally, I'm keeping an open mind to things. I'm watching and looking before I can say, well, this is going to happen or that's going to happen. I'm not in, I mean, as far as predicting victories and stuff like that, yeah, I think we'll be in the 50 plus realm of victories, and as well as, we'll do well. We'll be nowhere less than the top four. Worst case scenario, top five in the East as far as when we finish, and pretty much throughout the season. But the thing that I really want you to do is we just had the press conference this week, and I watched a couple of those shows, and then these cats are actually sitting here trying to break down what the players are saying, even though they're just talking. They're just talking to be talking. They don't really feel like doing it. So with that said, they're not really being candid and honest in their feelings and thoughts. They're just trying to get through a moment in time. Personally, that's just my personal opinion. I'm not gonna sit down here, and I don't like to see people sit down here and try to break down what they're saying. Stop it, analyze it, rewind it. Did you hear that? Did you understand that? Because that's creating a narrative in the fans. And as smart as we are, and also is how thirsty we are for Knicks news, because it's been a cold, boring, long, drawn out summer, to say the least. And so with that said, you know, my co-host and my guest for today, I mean, what are your feelings and your thoughts about this? Anybody can step up. I don't care, Freezy. She is
And
Jay.
DSJ.
Well, first off, salute to everybody in the chat. Um, King Ribby, White Falcon, Kerry Cox, T. Smith, salute to y'all. Thank y'all for joining us this morning. Of course, salute to the panel. Salute to Uncle Freezie and C. Lee. Thank you for having me join on the special uninvited guest and moderator, because I'm here to kind of solidify the peace between Corey Lee and Wiz. This has been an ongoing beef um, since they were in the second grade,
Right.
and they
Back in
finally allowed me
back in
to.
1967 when it was in second grade. Yeah.
Yeah, and so I'm here to kind of broker the peace because Renee made her choice, and Wiz just hasn't been able to get over it. So I'm here to
You
kind
know,
Oh
of
they
broker
say
God.
that.
the broker the peace, the
Oh.
sweeter the piece. Is that how you go? Is that how the broker the
Yeah, here to just try to broker the peace. Yeah, but nah. But in terms of what you're saying, yeah, I think that is I get it, right. And there should be a lot of frustration, um, because what ends up happening is you see these teams that are already solidified, that are um already contenders, right? Boston just went to the NBA Finals um a season ago. Um, the Bucks just went, they just won a championship about 3 seasons ago. And instead of just saying, okay, well, we're good with what we have, they're still trying to find ways to improve and build upon what they've already established.
right.
All the while, like we're not seeing that much activity from the Knicks, and I think that frustrates fans because it's like when I'm looking at a team that shouldn't have to work so hard um in building something. I mean, the Warriors just added Chris Paul,
Oh my God.
and it's like, at the end of the day, like these teams are already, what I'm saying, in the championship hunt off of already winning a championship, or coming close to winning a championship, and it's consistently finding ways to
To
reshape
improve.
and retool the roster to achieve that goal. And all the while, the Knicks have tried to find ways to just earn respectability and consistency in becoming a successful franchise. All the while, we've suffered the 2 seasons where we went to the playoffs, and Randall hasn't performed well, so there's going to be criticism of that. Um, the fact that we didn't make it 3 straight seasons going to the playoffs. We got rid of one of the rotation guys in Obi Toppin, bringing in Dante DiVincenzo, and hoping that what he did for the Milwaukee Bucks and for the Golden State Warriors can be duplicated for the Knicks in terms of efficiency and helping us to win games. The fact that there's still conversation about Emmanuel Quickly's value and whether or not his future with the Knicks is in jeopardy. And again, like, this is us just trying to find some footing. And then you also have the Evan Fournier fiasco slash controversy where he wants to play and is using the media to basically speak his mind, and
And
to
save his career. He trying to save his
voice his
career.
frustration. Yeah, but at the same time, again, look at who's, again, it's the coach. You know what I mean? The coach is basically telling you, like, um we went in a different direction, and we just want you to stay ready. But what you're doing is hurtful because of the fact that, again, you're choosing you over the team success. And so, again, these are small incremental moves to try to improve the roster, but um again, there's not enough splash, and maybe that's, again, with everybody's concern about size, in terms of, the fact that we don't have a backup power forward for real, although Josh Hart might identify as one. um it's a fear, you know what I mean, and it's a concern that the Knicks fans have, that we don't want to regress after having 2 seasons of us going to the playoffs, one of us actually making it past the first round, and actually battling the Miami Heat, and wanting to kind of get back to that station, get back to that status.
Mm, that's interesting.
I'm with
That's
DSJ on this.
interesting. I
And,
mean,
and the
yeah,
only thing the only thing I'll add to that, the only thing I add to that is that it appears that Evan Fournier is being selfish, and I don't think he is. I think what Evan Fournier is saying, that at this stage of his career, don't write him off yet. That he can still contribute to an NBA team, whether it's this one or another team. He just want a shot, and just because this coach doesn't value his skill set, it doesn't mean that he doesn't have a skill set. You know what I'm saying? So Evan Fournier doing it that way, um, 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 you know, based off of, I think the only reason why it seems as if Evan Fournier may be rocking the boat is because most players on this team don't speak out. They don't have enough tenure, or that's not their personality. Evan Fournier has been around the league, multiple different teams and franchises, and he understands how this thing works. And what happens is when you bury a 29-year-old guy on the bench who feels like he's got 6 years left in his career as a starter, you know what I'm saying? He's basically bucking it, saying, "Hey, listen, don't just go by what these guys are saying about me. Let my play on the floor dictate that." But you can't let his play on the floor dictate that, because he doesn't get on the floor.
mm. So can I ask you a question? And this is a serious question. I mean, because he's already established as a player, so we can't say what does he need to work on, all this stuff like that, because the things that he does not do well are the reasons why he's not on the court. So my question is put on your theoretical GM hat. How would you move him? What would you do? Would you have moved him right now while we're in training camp? Because the iron's still hot. We can still strike and make a move. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's going to be several players probably cut, let go. You know what I'm saying? How do you all feel that we should? I mean, should we make this move and make it ASAP? DSJ?
In terms of moving on from Evan,
Yeah,
well,
get that proverbial. And he's not. I'm not gonna say he's a cancer, but the situation's a cancer. To get this
well,
cancer out of the locker room
yeah.
before it festers.
Well, this is for me. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm probably gonna be the most biased in terms of my answer because one, I never wanted Evan Fournier in the first place. Um, I understood what the need for him was in terms of floor spacing, but I also felt like we could have achieved that in getting another player to fit the mold of being a small forward and also being defensive minded. Evan Fournier is not either one of those two things. So again, him having his opportunity, him having his run, and showcasing that again, the team success was different the moment that he was taken out of the rotation and placed in the situational category. I think at that point they absolutely should have went ahead and tried to find trades. But this also goes into showing how much that contract that was supposed to be team friendly, maybe not as friendly as everybody thinks, because here we are right now. Nobody's asking for Evan Fournier. Nobody's trying to make a trade for Evan Fournier. I'm pretty sure that he's been offered up in a lot of deals um, to help the bolster the Knicks, and no takers. So for me, I feel like again, Evan Fournier is kind of we're stuck with him until the contract runs out, or at least until the trade deadline. So um, yeah, he's just gonna end up having to sit on the bench, and he's gonna have to,
Imagine that a 6'7" wing player that can shoot is on the bench. Imagine that. That is very
Mm.
interesting. And what I would say to that, DSJ, is this. Um, I'm blaming the coach. right? I'm blaming the coach. I think the reason why we fell out of love with Fournier is because the Knicks control the narrative. Because there's no way a athlete, somebody who ever played sports, an athlete, like if you never played, you might not understand this, right? But there's no way an athlete can look at Evan Fournier and say, nah, he not a good player, and then look at Miami go to the NBA Finals with Duncan Robinson.
Mm.
Right.
There's no way somebody gonna tell me that Duncan Robinson is a better player than Evan Fournier, bro. I'm sorry.
Not on both sides of the ball. Not on
Yeah,
both sides of the ball.
I'm sorry, bro.
No,
Yo.
no, but they're the
Hold on,
same
DSJ.
player.
Let me. I just wanted to just throw this out there. I promise I'm gonna just say this and then get out of the way, right? There's a bunch of dudes around the league that have less talent, less experience, less skill than Evan Fournier, and not only are playing, but they starting for teams that make the playoffs, bro. You know what I'm saying? And listen, I'm not saying that I'm in love with Evan Fournier or that type player, but if we're being fair, if we're being fair, if we're being fair to the conversation, how can we legit be out here saying, yeah, man, I like Joe Harris, bro. I wouldn't mind having a Joe Harris. I wouldn't mind having a Chetty Osman. You know what I'm saying? These dudes, man, yeah, they contribute. I wouldn't mind having a DeAndre Hunter. I wouldn't mind having a such and such. And we got an Evan Fournier, and we ain't even using it. It's like to me, it's just like when you ask the missus what she want to eat for dinner. I don't know. I don't know what I want to eat for dinner. And you go through this thing for like 3 whole days. Like our anniversary is Friday. Where do you want to go? I don't know. I don't know. And then she say something like, let's just go and let's go to a place and have them put some burgers on the grill for us or something. And you're like, we got burgers here and a grill here. You know what I'm saying? We could do that in the backyard. Ultimately what I'm saying, what I'm getting at is this. When I watch Brooklyn play, Brooklyn has an Evan Fournier type player. You know what I'm saying? When I watch Atlanta, when I watch all these different, they have Evan Fournier type players all over their rosters and they make the playoffs. And we got an Evan Fournier and we act like he got leprosy, bro. You know what I'm saying? How we out here saying, how we in one conversation, and I'm saying all these conversations be different. Like how we in one conversation say we need a 6'7" wing player, and then say, nah, we don't need just a 6'7" wing player. We need a 6'7" wing player that can shoot, right? And then in the third conversation, be like, hey man, we just need to attach a draft pick to Evan Fournier and get him out of here. To me, it's like everybody is being mad hypocritical. It's like, nah, we don't need a 6'7" wing player. We don't need shooting. We want a specific player because we don't like Fournier. And I'm saying we as in general, not we as in, you know what I'm saying, just us. I think the conversation about NBA players, bro, to me is like one of them deals where we like what we like, and we just need to say and G up and say we like such and such, but we don't like such and such and such, right? Because like what East Blue Drew was saying about D Rose, right? Like we out here like, yo, we just need a 6'3" guard that can contribute a little bit off the bench, man, to help out Brunson. And then we didn't even let Derrick Rose play. And he was a 6'3" player, and his career by far is better than Dante DiVincenzo's, bro. What are we doing? So I'm gonna point this. Yeah. I'm gonna point this a little bit back at Tibbs, but a little bit back at ourselves too. And when I say that, I'm saying me included. I'm included in that.
I'm so with that in mind. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, with that in mind.
Yes, sir.
A lot of the controversy falls on Tom Thibodeau. What I mean by that is the acquisition of Kemba Walker. Um, it was a playing style. When you benched him, he came back into the rotation after sitting out X amount of games and becoming a necessity. It felt like Kemba was trying to prove something to Tibbs. Obi Toppin's leaked audio after the playoffs, where he was questioning Tibbs' coaching.
Right.
Cam Reddish, when he was in Portland, making the comments about Tom Thibodeau and his system, and now Evan Fournier complaining about Tom Thibodeau and his system and the way that he's treated.
How dare you question Napoleon?
Derrick Rose, Derrick Rose in Memphis,
Yeah, bro.
having that conversation with the media about the difference between how Memphis runs their team and how the Knicks run their team. Um, the acquisition of specific players that seem to be the quote unquote Tibbs guys. It just feels like again, and this is why all good jokes contain truth to it, right?
Some element
I
of truth,
all
right? Yeah.
so I always crack the joke that the real president of basketball operations is Tom Thibodeau. But now I'm looking at it from the aspect of, well, how much of that is really a joke? Because if everything is catered towards Tibbs as opposed to we're gonna get the right pieces to 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 bring success, and your job as the coach is to find a way to cultivate these talents and to help them to foster that success, as opposed to we're gonna get the players that you want in your system. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
Phil Jackson doesn't sit there and say, "I want such and such to be part of the triangle offense." Whoever you draft, he's going to teach them to run this offense. So a Corey Blunt, a George McLeod,
Right.
a Larry Krystkowiak, you're
Right.
going to bring them to the Lakers for their skill set, but he's going to teach you his system to be successful. Trevor Ariza gets traded there. I'm going to teach you how to be successful in this system. With Tom Thibodeau, it seems like I'm going to get the players that I want, and I'm going to basically have these guys in my system. You see what I'm saying? I think the front office is ran by Tom Thibodeau. And I think that there might have been, and I think that there might be some. And now this is me with my tinfoil hat on, my conspiracy theory. I
Oh
think this
boy.
is why
Buckle up.
the whole thing with William Wesley came about, where he was beefing with Tom Thibodeau and pointing the fingers at Tom Thibodeau early in the second season of his tenure. Maybe he saw the writing on the wall that maybe Tom Thibodeau um, has a little bit too much power for somebody who shouldn't have that much power.
No.
But this goes back to what Freezie was saying earlier that unfortunately this might be Tom Thibodeau's Tom Coughlin year, where you got to do it or you giving you everything you ask for the most part.
Right.
You know what you're gonna do with it
Right.
because you know what? Because just like how you said, was it the other day? Well, matter of fact, yesterday when y'all were on with Woodshed was that nobody's gotten a new contract as far as front office or head coach. So if he does not get it over the hump, you know what I'm saying, they could possibly cut bait and hopefully hold on and fight for their own job and get a quick replacement in there, somebody that they would who could use the ingredients, I should say, use the ingredients to come up with a different meal.
Right.
You understand what I mean, fellas?
Yeah.
And go ahead, Freezy.
I was just gonna mention, man. It's like it's like, yo, I gotta tell a story real quickly, and no, I'm not trying to take up too much time, right?
Go ahead.
I just want to say
No,
the point
go
though.
ahead.
Um, when back in the early '90s, I was living in Texas, right? And
Mhm.
and Cowboys fans was like, man, I wish we would throw the football like such and such. Like the basically what it was is during that time, a lot of teams was in this thing called the run and shoot, right? Houston, Atlanta, a lot of teams would just get in the shotgun or and throw like these gadget receivers on the field like they do now. Basically, what teams are doing now is a version of that run and shoot, except they mix in some read option in it, right? But today's offenses are basically run and shoot, where you have one standard receiver on the field and then two or three other guys that could either run it or catch short passes, little jitterbug receivers, right? And Leah know what I'm talking. Lee, you remember Mike Pritchett from the Atlanta Falcons?
Of course.
Yeah,
Yes.
guys like that, right? And the Cowboys had two standard receivers and a standard tight end, right? Classic, one classic split end hands receiver, right? That could catch the ball in traffic, Michael Irvin, and a flanker that
Hmm.
was a deep threat in Alvin Harper, right?
Hmm.
And they had a fullback that would catch the ball in Moose Johnson. But the dude that they complained about was the big stiff tight end. All he could do is run and catch the ball and fall down, right? They wanted a dude. They was like, yo, man, this dude, Jay Novacek, man, he ain't like Billy Joe Dupree for all the old heads. For all the old heads. They're like, man, he not like Billy Joe Dupree, man. We had Billy Joe Dupree and Butch Johnson and Ron Springs and all them dudes they mentioned, right? All them dudes they mentioned never won a Super Bowl, right? All them dudes that they mentioned, right? All them dudes never won a Super Bowl. Ron Springs, I think they didn't win a Super Bowl, right? But they was complaining about their tight end, like, man, I wish we could just, man, Mark Bavaro is gonna be a free agent, man. The Giants don't even use him. You know what I'm saying? They were doing all that stuff, but they were winning, right? And so the reason why I say that is because the Knicks are in a situation where they want something. They want a 6'7" wing player that can shoot, right? And then have a 6'7" wing player on the bench that can shoot and not and listen, and it's not speculation that he can shoot, bro. It's not speculation he can shoot. The dude broke the Knicks all-time three-point record as a Knick. You know he can shoot, right? And then you watch that type of guy and you say, well, he don't really fit our system. He don't fit with our guys. But then at the same time, we are out here wishing that RJ Barrett and Julius Randle would be more efficient. So what I'm asking is, as a Knicks fan, are we really asking for a Fournier trade so that we can upgrade, or do we just, or is Evan Fournier the new scapegoat? Because every night,
Oh,
Knicks fans always tab a guy as a scapegoat type guy that they can't live with, bro. You know what I'm saying? The dude broke the Knicks all-time three-point record for a team that can't shoot. And all of a sudden, we act like Evan Fournier got the cooties. But the thing about it is the team that we lost to in the playoffs rolled out a vending machine version of Evan Fournier and Duncan Robinson, and he helped them beat us. Right? And it's not even, and don't even talk to me about the defense thing, because if we're just talking about a defensive thing, let me tell everybody something. Miami's defense with Duncan Robinson on the floor, it wasn't like the Knicks were scoring 120 points a game. The Knicks were barely scoring against that Miami team that had Duncan Robinson and Kevin Love and these three-point shooting only guys on the floor. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying to everybody is this. let's see what we got in the cupboard before we go out and try to get something else. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Like how you be telling the missus, like, damn, you got to go shopping again. Didn't you just go shopping last week? What you got in your closet? Did you go? How about before you go out and spend $1,100, $1,200, $13 on clothes for this event? How about just looking at? How about just going in the closet and seeing if something's in there first, and then go shopping? Is what I'm saying.
That's dope. That's a dope take, Freezy. That is a dope take.
Nah, I get you.
Um,
Yeah.
I get. I mean, I totally get you. So and the long short of it all is just run with what we got until we just start trying to add brand new pieces to something. You know what I'm saying? For which gonna take a while for them to even to get adjusted or get acclimated to what we're trying to do. But also, uh, I think our coach needs to do a better job of scheming things up because that's the biggest thing I think. Scheming, come up with a better scheme and utilizing the players that we have.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He's gonna have to switch it up because if we keep coming out there with that, what's that I don't even know what you want to call it. That offense, which is spread and let everybody let Brunson do his thing, and then we catch and shoot, or what I'm saying, or Mitch grabs a rebound, or anything crazy like that. We have to come up with some more uniqueness, some thought. He has to put some thought into what he's doing on offense. And it seems though that he has a second chance with the majority of the players that he had from last season. There should be no excuses. And to say something to and Quiet Money, good morning to you, brother, because I read what you're saying, and the fact that you said that we don't have a contending team. You're wrong with that, but my man. We actually do have a contending team, and you know maybe I got my Knicks rose-colored glasses on, or whatever the case may be, but I still believe in this team, and I believe in this concept and what we have as far as talent. And so you just let's big fans, let's try to open our minds up because we've been so short-sighted for so long. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like we need to open our minds up and look at things differently from a different perspective and a different angle. Um, and that's about anything I wanted to say so far for now. But go ahead,
Let
go
me
ahead, go ahead.
ask DSJ, should we buy into the fact? Should we buy into that narrative that's in the chat that Evan Fournier shot 30% from three, or should we let them have that, or should we talk about it?
No, I
I
mean, I
mean,
think I think we still should have it because at the end of the day, I mean, we're talking about that one specific season last year
Where he came off
where
the bench
mhm,
sporadically, wasn't in the flow of an offense. You know what I'm
right.
saying? And none of that stuff. My man came off the bench, was playing with different dudes. You know what I'm saying? Some of the times where Fournier was on the floor, the defense is just focused in on him because Deuce McBride is not a good 3-point shooter. Because
exactly.
Obi Toppin wasn't a consistent 3-point shooter. Because Isaiah Hartenstein was not a consistent 3-point shooter. So when it came to perimeter defense, we just gonna lock in on Fournier and let these other dudes shoot. Yeah, some of that we gotta have context. We gotta have context, man. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? Like we legit gotta. You know what I'm saying? It's like when Randy Moss was with the Raiders. Y'all remember when Randy Moss played for the Raiders?
And they
And
said he was
all
washed.
defense they were saying Randy Moss was washed when really all the teams did was doubled him off the line of scrimmage and put a safety over the top. And the
Hmm.
Raiders offense couldn't do nothing else. They
Well,
couldn't
Because
do
they
well,
had nobody on the
to
opposite side.
everybody
They
else's
had nobody
credit
on the
though,
opposite side of him.
Randy even admitted that he didn't always play at 100%. So
yeah, yeah.
that's out of his mouth. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and
He
he's and
said
he and he
that
said he had
he
a
would take
hamstring. and
Right.
he said he
He
had
had taken time off as far as on plays and stuff like that.
yeah,
Because he was frustrated with being on a team that he really didn't even want to be on.
right.
Um, so I mean, yeah, those things kind of play into effect. But I do understand, like I said, when it comes down to Fournier, and again, my bias will always shine through because, like I said, I wasn't a fan of the signing from the very beginning. I tolerated it. I took the wait and see approach.
Right.
Pleasantly surprised that he was able to be the floor spacer the first season. Second season, it was like, okay, well, all his faults, uh, all his faults became the catalyst to why he got benched and why he became situational. So, you know, um,
But what I'm saying to it, DSJ is you didn't have to feature Evan Fournier, bro. I'm not saying feature Evan Fournier. What I'm
right,
saying is the dude has NBA value, right? The dude has NBA value, and we sit him on the bench as if he is Charlie Brown or Daquan Jeffries. This dude has legit starter value in the NBA. He has value, but you know what? The reason why you can't trade him is because Tibbs has him as the 13th man. This dude was sitting behind. Think about this dude was sitting behind Miles McBride and Jericho Sims.
yeah,
Then think about your bench last year. Think about the bench. It was quickly. It was Josh Hart. It was Obi Toppin. It was Isaiah Hartenstein. And then after those four, you got him sitting behind Jericho Sims and Miles McBride. So Fournier is the 12th dude on your roster. And just the year before that, he set the Knicks all-time three-point shot record in a season. Now, was it his fault that Tibbs put Alec Burks at point guard? No. Tibbs the one that put Alec Burks at point guard. Evan Fournier wasn't pounding the table for Alec Burks to play point. They could have went out and got a point guard out of free agency. They chose not to. They could have played Miles McBride and Emmanuel quickly at point and let that lost season be a learning season. They didn't. They chose to put Alec Burks at point and then make Alec Burks the scapegoat of why the season didn't go. People were mad at Alec Burks because he wasn't a great point guard. Well, guess what? Alec Burks had been
He's not a
a
point
wing
guard.
player. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we got to
He's not a point.
question. I think we just got to question some of this stuff before we start pointing the finger at players all the time.
I
right.
totally agree. But unfortunately, the chef is who he is, and the chef is the chef. And like I said, we gotta let him try to come up with a meal. And unfortunately, we stuck with him. I'm not saying that I'm happy with it. I am not happy with it to say the least. But the fact of the matter is, until he can figure out the proper scheme to even utilize whatever he has right now. You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like if he goes with a 9-man rotation, there's gonna be somebody who's gonna be out. He's gonna have to expand it to at least 10 men in order for us to even be a functioning team, to say the least. Because I said this earlier, I'm gonna say this again. Josh Hart is not no Charles Barkley. He, they about the same height, but they don't
Come
have the
on,
same
that's
arm length
terrible.
yeah, exactly, and body type. So for him to back up my man in whatever situation, everybody's like, "Oh, he could do a situation." I'm so tired of hearing that stupid lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really come on. And if he does that, he's going to end up ruining himself and this team, and we will be shopping for a head coach than sooner than we think. So,
Right,
and that's
right.
that.
The thing about Barkley though is for dudes like me that are so I'm tall and Charles Barkley is taller than me, right? I think I've never seen Michael Jordan in person, but the rumor was that Mike was like 6'4.5". You know what I'm saying? 6'6" in
Six
sneakers.
five.
I don't know. I don't know for sure, but I do know that Uncle Sam has me at 6'5", and Charles Barkley is taller than I am. But Charles Barkley, every time I saw him, Charles Barkley was like 300 pounds, bro. I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I know what
Wow.
6'5", 300 look like. You know what I'm saying? I know they be saying Chuck was like 245, 250, 260. Nah. If you look at Zion at me and if Zion at 280 and then look at Chuck,
Mm.
you like, nah, Chuck ain't no way Chuck was no 250. Bro, because 6'5", 250 looks like Matthias Kiwanuka. Does Charles Barkley look like Matthias Kiwanuka size to anybody? Hell no. You
No,
know what I'm
not at
saying?
all.
Nah. But the thing about the reason why I say that about in comparison to Josh Hart is because you gotta, regardless, how much mass you gotta have functional strength. And when I saw Josh Hart up against Jimmy Butler, Josh Hart don't have the funk because you can be smaller and just be strong, right? Like Chuck Hayes. Y'all remember Chuck Hayes out of Kentucky?
Oh,
Anybody
come
remember
on.
Dennis
Oh, come on,
Rodman?
man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah.
Dennis Rodman, you know what I'm saying? Dennis Rodman type cats. You can be, 6'6", 6'7", whatever, and play center. Anybody remember Michael Cage? Michael Cage had the biggest
Yep.
thighs you probably ever want to see in your life, bro. You couldn't move that dude, bro. You know what I'm saying? Josh Hart
With
is
the
a
craziest
shooter.
Jerry curl.
Yeah, that was his secret weapon. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
That
But
glycerin.
yes, Soul Glow, yeah. But
Yes,
but yeah,
sir.
man. Yeah, the thing about Josh Hart is defensively, I don't think he'll be a first of all, if we're talking about Evan Fournier's defense, let's be real about Josh Hart's defense. Josh Hart is
Terrible.
not a great defender. Now he's an energetic defender, yes, right? But willingness and ability are two different things. Like it's like when you're
Facts.
trying to teach your teenagers how to drive. They want to drive bad as hell, but can they drive? Right? Your 15-year-old, are you gonna give your 15-year-old your best car, the car that you use to take to work? Hell no. Because if they mess that car up, you can't get to work. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the thing with Josh Hart, man. If we're gonna be fair to Fournier and Josh Hart, we gotta have like just be even on all conversations. I wish, and as a matter of fact, I was hoping that somebody could pull up some stats or something where we can compare Josh Hart's defense to Evan Fournier's defense, right? Because if Josh Hart is only marginally better than Fournier, then there's all this stuff that we saying about Fournier, we need to throw that mess out the window. You know what I'm saying? Like all the things that we say about, because think about there's statistically when we look at RJ Barrett's defense, RJ Barrett and Evan Fournier are the same defender. And this is two years in a row with the same data. RJ Barrett and Evan Fournier are the same level of defender. But not only does RJ Barrett start, RJ Barrett is third on the team in shots. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? And I'm gonna say this, and I'm not pounding the table for Fournier because personally I would like to get something for him, right? Because the
Facts.
coaching staff that we have is not gonna play Evan Fournier regardless of what I say. But if you can imagine RJ Barrett's defense with a dude that can shoot 38% from three, right? Just imagine Grimes, Brunson, Randall, Mitch, and then a floor space, a dude on the floor that can space and shoot the three at about 38%. Now, what are we talking about when we play teams, when we go up against teams, bro? You know what I'm saying? I think there's some context to be had with a lot of the. Now, do I want something for 48? Man, listen. My thing is get his ass out of here. Tibbs ain't gonna play him. You know what I'm saying? Tibbs ain't gonna play him, regardless of what. No matter what we say to Tibbs, like Tibbs, you an analytics guy. You know RJ Barrett's defense is bad, inconsistent at best, right? But you know Evan Fournier's defense is not inconsistent. It's just bad all the time. But by the end of the season, their defense looks the same on paper. You know what I'm saying? And I know paper don't win championships. I know you can't win championships
Mm-hmm.
with paper. Listen, I understand that. I'm a big boy. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is this though, is if we're talking about RJ Barrett's defense, if it's not significantly better than Josh Hart, if it's significantly better than Evan Fournier, then why are we throwing Fournier to the wolves? At least let that man play. Hey baby girl.
Hey, hey,
Hey
wave
baby
to
girl.
everybody. You saying hello? Say hello.
Trick or treat. Where our trick or treat candy at?
Hello.
Trick or treat.
So where your candy at? Trick or treat. Trick or treat. Your candy. Halloween.
Trick or treat, give me something good to eat.
Oh, y'all. Anyway, yeah, man. But it's crazy out here. It's crazy out here with this guy. RJ's defense. Let me think. We got a long pause. Anything else you want to
Yeah,
add, DSJ, brother? Come on.
DSJ.
He on mute. Okay. Well, anyway.
Okay, okay.
Um. Let me see. 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 All right. You know what I'm saying? We look at something. I mean, I get it, y'all. Y'all like y'all writing up the chat like for real. Well, it
Right.
is what it is. It's the coach. You know what I'm saying? The MP is the coach. So with that said,
This dude is Joe Walton,
anybody
bro.
got
You remember
anything else
Joe
to
Walton?
add? Because
You remember Joe Walton, the coach, the
uh,
football coach from the Jets?
mm,
All them offensive
oh
weapons.
yeah,
Remember
yeah,
all them offensive weapons that dude had,
yeah,
and all he wanted
yeah,
to do was just
yeah.
run the ball. You got Al Toon, Wesley Walker, um, um, Freeman McNeil. What's the tight end name? I forgot his name.
Oh man.
The
Uh,
tight end from Alabama, I think they had the tight end from Alabama. Not kidding. Oh God, what's the dude name? I forget his name. But they had all them offensive
so you
weapons,
got good
and
stuff.
he out there running the second and third backs on offense instead of throwing that ball to Altoon, bro. Um,
Well, what's his name? And when you say it's gonna stick in my mind forever too.
I think he wore number 86.
Daddy, who's the big rainbow with the shawl?
I forgot his name, but anyway, yeah, Tibbs is just Marty Schottenheimer, bro. That's what Tibbs is. He Marty Schottenheimer.
Mm-hmm.
He gonna win a bunch of regular season games, bro. But
Mm-hmm.
when this come time to win, we'll see. We'll see.
When push come to shove, we're gonna have to see. We're gonna have to see. But
Yeah.
let's not give up. Give up hope in fans because honestly, we did do something last season, and we can still do something again. I'm gonna get you. uh, we can do something again, and go further. I believe we can go further. I don't look at these other teams because first of all, number one, a lot of these teams, the Bucks, in the Celtics, all them teams that we seen on paper look so fabulous. They still have to do two things: gel and play together. You know,
Yeah.
and come together. If they can't do that, still, and also find their niche to winning. And if they can't do them things, we still have it. We still got it here. You know what I'm saying? Well, we still have a remnant of a team. So with that said, we got any more couple more things because I know I gotta let it go for old school Knicks because AD
Yeah,
probably
old
sitting in
school
the
Knicks.
background ready. You
Yeah, old school Knicks
you
coming
ready
your
to you
way
ready?
in like 30 seconds for me. I mean, I'm gonna slide over, man, and
Yeah, he
He'll
about
be
to
ready.
he about to slap me upside his head with a bottle of Mukai.
Yeah. He out today. He out
And
today, bro. He absent. So yeah, he had some. He can't make it today.
uh,
So yeah, yeah. So shout out to
uh,
Bully. Bully
uh,
probably somewhere. Bully probably somewhere firing people. Bully couldn't make it. He probably
mm-hmm.
shout out to Bully.
He in the chat raising hell right there. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
you know, he out there saying the lives, you know what I'm saying? Making sure people do what they gotta do, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with that said, you know, anything else y'all wanna talk about though? Because
Nah.
I got a hot date right here and they won't leave me alone.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see, as
All right.
Americans can see. So, well, like I always say, you know what I'm saying? Like my beautiful wife likes to say, attitude is everything, fellas. You know what I'm saying? You get what it,
Right.
you get what you put out. You know what I'm saying? I want to appreciate everybody. I appreciate everybody showing up. You know what I'm saying? A la Wise, Shy Legacy, Kevin Middleton, Ivory Tim, Quiet Money, you know, Billy Goat, Hotline Bling, Travel Vibe, you know, Cover the Spread, who else do I see some names? Kerry Cox, of course. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? Julian Blum, you know, East Blue Drew, who else? JJ, you know, Juan B, you know what I'm saying? H Money, you know, Nicely Archives, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. All right, everybody. I guess that means we're gonna get out of here, man. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Peace, y'all.